Welcome back, PHS. Today is Friday, October 4th, 2019. I'm PTV's Niskio.
And I'm PTV's Dayton Myers. Thank you for tuning in to this week's show.
Kicking off our show today, we are starting with our PTV trivia question. We asked you guys on Friday, which was, in what year will the next full moon occur during Halloween? The answer was the year 2020. The winner of this week's trivia question was chosen by a random selector, and is sophomore Pavel Castellanos. Thank you for watching, Pavel. You just won your whole advisory class, a huge chips and salsa party courtesy of Hacienda. Club PTV is bringing your prize to you now. Enjoy, guys.
Since Halloween is right around the corner, we decided to hit the hallways and ask what your favorite thing is about Halloween. Let's take a look at what some of you had to say.
What is your favorite thing about Halloween?
All the cute kids in their costumes.
I like the candy.
Free stuff.
I love disappointing the little kids by giving them healthy snacks.
What's your favorite thing about Halloween?
Skeletons.
Scaring the bejesus out of kids.
If you have a suggestion for the next time we hit the hallways, just email the email you see at the bottom of your screen.
Moving on to what's on the lunch menu this Friday, we will be having a pepperoni calzone with baked beans and anything you want from the fruit and veggie bar.
The Plymouth High School Guidance Department is going on a first ever college visit excursion over fall break. The first 50 seniors and juniors to respond get a seat on the trip. The bus will be heading to Ball State University on Monday, October 14th. The bus leaves PHS at 7:30 a.m. and the tour begins at 10 a.m. At noon, the trip will conclude and the bus will head back to PHS. Then on Thursday, October 17th, the bus will head to Purdue University in West Lafayette. The bus will depart from PHS at 7:30 a.m. The tour at Purdue begins at 10 a.m. and concludes at noon. Students interested need to check your email to sign up and check it fast. The Ball State trip on the 14th has a total of 15 spots left, and the Purdue trip on the 17th has 11 spots left.
Last week, most of our PTV club members got to hit the halls for our PTV Chips and Salsa drop. After we served up the prize, then we got to enjoy some Hacienda chips and salsa as well. PTV videographer Zach Kellett captured this video of last week's party and Miss Unsicker's advisory to give you a peek of what it is like when an advisory class wins. Make sure you submit your answer to this week's trivia question so you have a chance at winning Hacienda for your advisory room this week. Looks like it's that time in our show again. That's right, it's time for your PTV Sports.
Let's kick it on over to Tyler Ritchie and Noble Bachman for this week's latest sports info you don't want to miss.
Hey, I'm Sheldon Day, a current 49er and former Notre Dame captain. You guys are watching PTV Sports.
Welcome back to PTV Sports. I'm Tyler Ritchie.
And I'm Noble Bachman. With the undefeated Concord Minutemen battling the Rockies tonight, PTV Sports' Tyler Ritchie hits the halls on an all-new episode of the Fall Coach's Corner.
Hey guys, the Rockies are on a 5-game winning streak and are hoping to keep the streak alive. I decided to catch up with Coach Skirvin for a closer look on today's battle. What is the attitude and mindset going into this game against the undefeated Concord Minutemen?
Well, you know what's fun about a game like this is that it's a big game because we played well during the season. We're undefeated in the conference, so that makes it a big game. And, you know, the thing that we've always preached with guys, you got yourself into a big game, so don't get nervous about it. There's a reason why you're there.
What is one of your personal favorite quotes?
Personal favorite quotes? I don't know if I have one. But I know when I coach, the one thing I always preach is effort.
What is your role model and why? Well, who is your role model?
You know, probably my dad would be my role model, but a hero when I was growing up was Walter Payton. And I talked about effort, and Walter Payton was an effort guy.
So, from your perspective, what has this year's team been consistently great at so far this season?
Well, we've been really good offensively. We've been able to throw the ball and move the ball around. We weren't very good defensively, but we've improved.
And last question, what are some of your athletic accomplishments back when you played sports?
Gosh, I'm supposed to brag about myself here? A little bit. Well, I was an all-state football player. I got to play in the North-South All-Star game, and then was able to get a college education to play football at the University of Indianapolis.
The Rock Pie will be ready for war tonight at 7 p.m., so make sure you bring your Plymouth pride. And don't forget about homecoming either. Reporting for PTV Sports, I'm Tyler Ritchie.
Let's head into our PTV Sports Rundown. Tonight at 5 p.m., the PHS boys tennis team heads to the sectional in Bremen. At 7 p.m., the PHS football team takes on Concord in the year's football homecoming game. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., the PHS cross-country team is at Oxbow Park. At 9 a.m., the PHS JV girls soccer team faces a NLC tournament at home. The PHS JV volleyball team are at Penn for a tournament. And at 10, the PHS JV football team faces Concord at Concord. At 10 a.m., the PHS volleyball girls face Elkhart Memorial at Elkhart.
Notre Dame had their second home game last weekend against Virginia. Caleb Deacon and Gavin Ruiz were on the sidelines. Caleb Deacon has a full wrap-up of the game as well.
Notre Dame was ranked 10th in the country. They were facing number 18, Virginia. It was a close game in the first half, but Notre Dame pulled away in the second half, winning 35-20.
Starting quarterback Virginia's Bryce Perkins was looking downfield while Notre Dame's Julian Okafor came from the side and sacked and forced a fumble on Perkins. The football was picked up by Notre Dame's Orade Ogandegi for a touchdown. Perkins was heavily pressured by Notre Dame's defense. He forced the ball downfield and picked off by Oloy Gilman. Perkins was throwing the ball to his wide receiver Joe Reed. Notre Dame's Kyle Hamilton made a diving interception to close out the game.
It's a lot of fun just being able to celebrate with our teammates. This game, it was our chance to prove what kind of team we are. Are we going to bounce back from a win, or are we going to let that from a loss, bounce back from a loss, or are we going to let that affect us for the rest of the time? And so I think coming out and getting this big win is just exciting to see.
This game is going to like kind of define our season, and so all of our players just thought about that and fought hard throughout the week, get their bodies right, get into the scheme, and just show out today. And we did that, and it showed that we're like a good team.
We have the mentality that, if we're up, all we have to do as a defense is to stop the offense from scoring. If our offense, if they don't score another point and we keep our opponents to 0, then we're good. We'll win. So.
They could not run the ball between the tackles when they wanted to run the football with a 5.5 man box. If they could, that would have required us to do other things. Thanks.
Notre Dame moves 3-1 overall this season. They will be taking on Bowling Green next week at home. Reporting for PTV Sports, I'm Caleb Deacon.
That wraps up this week's edition of PTV Sports. I'm Tyler Ritchie.
And I'm Noble Bachman.
It's time for the weekly PHS trivia question. When it comes to Halloween candy, one of the most popular candies is candy corn. It is basically the peeps of fall. Although you've eaten, spit it out, or flat out refuse to touch it, there's a good chance sugary or bad are the only words you can think of to describe its flavor. Which brings us to our weekly question. What are 2 of the main flavors candy corn is supposed to be? If you have an answer, you can submit it to the PHS marketing at plymouth.k12.in.us for a chance to win your advisory and epic Hacienda chips and salsa party. Well, it looks like that's all for this week's show. Make sure to tune in next week for a brand new episode of PTV at PHS. I'm PTV's Niskia.
And I'm PTV's Dayton Myers. We leave you today with a video produced by 2019 grad student Jonathan Madera that should hype you up for homecoming tonight.
Rocky Pride is coming out every Friday night, playing for your brothers and establish what we have done here today.
It's all the time we put in behind the scenes, in the weight room, on the field.
It's a feeling you'll never get anywhere else.
I love it. I love the feeling. It feels amazing. More than just a team. I was letting the whole town down. I'll be letting everybody around me down, my family, everybody I know, they're being let down. It's not just me. It's not a selfish game. It's the whole community. It's not just me in this.
I know that they're going to give it their all their best, and I have to follow along with that. I can't have me being the problem on the team.
you want to be the best. It's always been my dream to be a state champion and win football games with my brothers, so that's what I'm here to do.
It's that crave of adrenaline. I always want to be on the field, making the big plays, being out there with my brothers.
It's nonstop butterflies when you run out of that tunnel. Hearing everybody scream, it is the best feeling in the world.
Everybody on the team has the same dream. We want to go all the way. So we're trying to make the most of our time. It's our time right now.
We're pushing each other, we're yelling at each other if we need to. We're just going to keep pushing.